All right, so welcome back to SFA News Live. We are here at Moscone in San Francisco, and of course, this is the Winter Fancy Food Show for 2020. And, you know, kicking off this show is going to be fun because we get a chance to kind of explore everything from new products to something I like, and that is talking about startups. And I've got the startup queen in America, Natalie Shmulik. You are with the Hatchery out of Chicago.
That's right.
All right, so Natalie, we've kind of had a little thing in the past. I mean, interview thing.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. And we always love to listen to what you have going. So tell us what's happening at the Hatchery.
Thank you so much. Well, for those who don't know, the Hatchery is a nonprofit food and beverage incubator. We're based right in Chicago on the west side in East Garfield Park, which we're very proud of. We're very close with our community there. We have a workforce development program where we try to support local community residents and local entrepreneurs on the west side who haven't always had the best opportunities to get them out of their home kitchens, producing their amazing foods and products and getting them to market. So we try to support local community residents there. And then we bring all of our entrepreneurs together in Chicago, the entire Chicagoland area. We have a new facility that we just opened last year. It's a 67,000 square foot food and beverage manufacturing space.
Okay.
We have a shared kitchen space where people can launch, test their concepts. We have 54 private kitchens. We have a culinary training center that's actually run by Chef Rick Bayless, which we're so excited about. Our second cohort will be graduating soon, so we're very proud of all of the amazing work they're doing and seeing the success they're having and working in the food world where they're getting sustainable jobs and opportunities now. And then the greatest thing is just seeing the community come together right now.
Yep.
We work with over 200 food and beverage companies, and we get to work with them in a variety of ways, whether it be through our classes or coming out to the Fancy Food Show. We've got 4 member companies with us today in Incubator Village, which we're extremely excited about. Many of them, it's their first time at the show. So that's what we've got happening at the Hatchery.
That's a lot. Okay, you mentioned Rick Bayless. So he's, of course, Frontera Grill.
Yes.
But he's done some CPG product.
He has, yeah.
So he's got his salsa out there and a lot of his kind of his specialties there at his restaurant. Is that a typical track to market?
I wouldn't say it's too typical. We've seen a lot more chef-oriented products. In the last few years, we've certainly seen a lot of well-known chefs launch products, but it's not an easy business, and Rick would be the first to tell you this. He had a whole team really work on the development and getting that product to market, and then, of course, Conagra acquired the brand, and we work closely with Conagra as well. But what's interesting now, and I've seen this at the show a lot as well, is working with chefs. So certainly as a chef, you have a very good sense of flavors, launching new products, utilizing specific ingredients. But then you have these brilliant minds of these business owners here who know how to get consumer packaged goods to market. And that type of pairing, we have a great example with Think Jerky in our booth today, one of our members. He partners with Michelin star chefs and they help develop the recipe, and then he knows how to scale that recipe and introduce chef crafted goods to the mass market. And that's exciting to see. We've seen a few products here where there's big name chefs associated with the brands.
Yeah. All right. So we're talking food startups, and you being kind of one of the companies that helps foster that, you obviously get a chance to really sit down with the founders and the CEOs of these companies. What does it take mentally for one of these people to, because this is a tough business.
It is.
What does it take mentally to get them kind of over that hump and let's make a great product?
It's a great question. It takes a fighter. I think all of us know, anybody who's attempted to launch a business, who has launched a business, know that it is not easy. We hear a lot of times that there's certainly a sexy spin to working for yourself or being an entrepreneur. And we see that every single day. We see new founders, new companies coming to us with these ideas. And not all these ideas will work. In fact, very few of them will actually become successful. And I think it's important to have a specific type of mentality and understanding that you are fighting every day.
Yeah.
And it's not that you're working for yourself and you get to relax and enjoy. Working for yourself means working 24/7, 7 days a week. You're never off. You are on all the time. And I think it's important for us to instill those values with the companies we work with. We run a monthly starting a food business class, and that class is not just there to help provide a guideline to anybody who's looking to start a food business, but it's also a reality check. It's also a way to say, look at the stats and look at the numbers in the industry. And by the way, here's all the things you have to navigate through and all the hurdles you're going to face. So for us, if we can help guide an entrepreneur into another opportunity or pair them with an existing company, you can still be entrepreneurial without being the entrepreneur. And we see this in big companies too. So it really takes a lot of grit. You take a lot of punches. out of every, you might get a lot of compliments on your product, but you're going to get a lot of people who give you negative feedback, who are going to share things with you about your product that they don't like. And if you can't take those criticisms and know how to compartmentalize them, you're going to struggle with, launching your business. So it's important to have a very strong passion, but it's also important to be realistic about the industry too.
Let's talk about product market fit, because that's something that when you look at the number of products that are hitting the market, and also the hot zones, you've got, health and wellness is a hot zone, plant-based obviously. Product market fit is a real thing, and knowing the right product to take it out at the right time in the right category, that's not luck. That has to be a lot of study, research. What are the things you're seeing around that today?
It's definitely a lot of study and research, understanding the space. And the important thing to note is the first to market is not always the successful one.
Yep.
And we've seen that. We've seen a lot of brilliant ideas come to our space, but sometimes it's early on and it's really expensive and challenging when it comes to consumer education. So if somebody doesn't know who you are, what's in your product, what that special ingredient is, it's an uphill battle a lot of times. So really understanding what the data is showing, what people are searching. We try to utilize tools, including, the Specialty Food Association newsletter, Food Tech Connect. We really try to pool all the resources together to say, where do you fit into the market right now? And the other opportunity is just launching quickly. We love lean startup methodology. So the best way to know if there's a market is to get it out there quickly and get that immediate feedback. Because if people are willing to spend money, buy your product, whether it's sampling at a farmer's market to start, the sooner you get that in front of consumers' hands, the more you'll be able to know how to grow from there.
And it has a lot of the similarities to the tech industry, because tech VCs and tech angels, they look for that, the scrappy fighter, startup operator, the guy or the girl that really looks and understands, I got to get to market quickly, and does everything they can to get there, almost pre-revenue, which in many cases are the case.
Exactly.
When you look at the kind of, let's just say startups in general, or overall food companies that come to the Hatchery, what's the blend and the mix of that group?
It's a great question. We see people coming from all walks of life. So we work with food tech companies as well. We were just talking about ghost kitchens. We have ghost kitchen concepts in our space, which is a big trend right now. There's so much development that can happen with little overhead in this case, where you can test concepts and ideas in one space without having to completely reconstruct your idea. But we see people coming from strong financial backgrounds and understanding how to navigate through everything with the right budget in mind, how to access financing the right way. We see people who come from the legal side of things and understand navigating the regulatory side. So I think, am I answering your question? I don't know if I misunderstood.
No, you got it.
Okay.
It's good that the different walks of life, yes. What about the company infrastructures themselves? Do they come to you at a stage in which they just have an idea? Or is it a stage where we've got a little bit of juice going, we maybe have a customer or two, or they need a lot of development help? Or do you see all of that?
We see all of it. We actually have a new program we launched called the Sprout program, and it's kind of an incubator for incubation, or the first accelerator for startups in a way. And what we do is it's a 6-month program, and those are for individuals who have an idea, don't know how to launch. We walk them through every step. At the end of it, they come out with a sell sheet, a financial plan, a business model. They come out with everything you really need to get your product to market. They're producing in a commercially licensed kitchen space in our facility. And at the end of the 6 months, they have to get their product out to market at one of our events where people can give them direct feedback.
All right.
We also have a membership platform called Bloom, and that membership platform is for companies that are further along. They have proof of concept, they have sales, they have a various amount of stores where they're placed at already. And for them, we're able to give larger services, including access to data. We work closely with IRI and Data Central. We're able to get them access to our marketer in residence, Kevin Pang, who's documentarian and also worked with Chef Curtis Duffy. So we're able to pool those resources together. But then the best thing we can do on site is really connect the entrepreneurs with each other. So some of the entrepreneurs that are with us today started the Female Food Founders in Chicago and launched a pop-up shop at the Box Shops in West Loop. And seeing that kind of camaraderie, I think, just really brings a smile to our face, because that's the best thing that can come out of it, are those partnerships and collaborations, because we mentioned before, it is not easy being an entrepreneur. It can be very challenging and isolating. So having a network of like-minded individuals who can support you and work with you is a big deal.
It is, because founders, when you are in that zone, you're almost alone.
Yeah, exactly.
In many cases, so that being able to bounce ideas off of, huge. All right, let's wrap up here with a question on the category trends, because obviously you guys get a chance to see products at their earliest stage, a little bit more maturity. Where do you see the potential opportunities? Are there any kind of under the radar potential opportunities that are out there that maybe are underserved right now?
That's a great question. I think a lot of the trends are very well immersed. A lot of us know what's happening. There's a lot of information surrounding them. I think where the innovation is going to come will be stemmed from regulation, because right now, a good example, the cannabis space.
CBD.
CBD, undoubtedly, it's a huge space. Okay.
So let's talk about the categories.
So cannabis, of course, is the one that everybody's talking about right now. We just hosted Cresco's infuser license information session on site at the Hatchery. And the turnout was amazing. What I love is there's a big social equity play. It's a very inclusive market. The challenge, however, is financing and, of course, the regulatory aspect. It's so hard to navigate right now. But it's not a matter of if, it's really a matter of when. That market's going to skyrocket. And the opportunity right now is in the health and wellness side of that space, because we see a lot of, the gummies and sugary candies and things like that. But I think sourcing practices are going to turn around. I just wrote an article for Food Business News, their new entrepreneurship model, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see those who adopt food and beverage practices in the cannabis space. I think are going to be the ones that are the most successful.
That'll be interesting. All right, because we're seeing some of those in the food service space where they've been, kind of a category leader in their restaurant space, and they're starting to spin off either a CPG product, or they're starting to spin off lifestyle products even that I've seen. So it'll be interesting to see how these categories kind of navigate themselves. Any future trends that we should be on the lookout for?
I think the biggest thing is physical space and packaging. Sometimes those are overlooked completely. Retail has been neglected for a while, and you are going to see a massive transformation in retail storefronts right now, whether it be new, less traditional type spaces like pop-up grocer. You're going to see new ways that, the airports right now are going to completely revamp. But then seeing interesting spaces like Lululemon, their space in Chicago, they have a meditation room, they have a cafe, Vital Proteins is opening up their wellness space. That is going to be the big game changer right now.
Yeah, I think so. Wow, Natalie, it's been great talking to you today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for stopping in. The Hatchery is, you guys are on fire, so I can't wait to learn what you guys have up your sleeve in the next few years. This is going to be fun to watch.
Thank you.
All right.
Great speaking with you.
Make sure and stay tuned right here for more from the Winter Fancy Food Show right here in San Francisco. We'll catch you soon.